Welcome back to another market closing live stream. I missed y'all this morning. I had to deal with all this and protecting it from Joe Biden. I'm just kidding. These are a bunch of $2 bills. But anyway, don't worry about what those are for. They have a purpose. I promise. It is a business purpose. But anyway, in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the market here, because this year-end rally that we've been waiting for all freaking year long is here. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of exciting. I have been investing for this moment all freaking year long, and it has been buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. I mean, 2021 was just like turning out to be like just a year of buy the dip. And I remember we've been saying, whether it was on live streams or whether it was in videos regularly, we've been talking about we're going to look back and go, dang, wish I bought more. And yeah, now I'm in that place where I'm like, dang, wish I bought even more. Although I did kind of blow everything I had in the stock market. So I don't know that I really could have bought more. But anyway, very, very exciting things happening in the market. So this is why always, when we talk about buy the dip, if people are telling you, oh, be careful, you're catching a falling knife, as long as you're investing in a quality company and not like a momentum mover, buying the dip is not catching a falling knife. It is the smart thing to do. So very excited about that. All right. Somebody here wrote, I bought Tesla for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's awesome. And I'm really, really happy for you. That's the most important thing, is that y'all doing well yourselves. So okay, let's go ahead and hop on in here and see what's going on in this crazy stock market, because it is exciting, and it's going to kind of continue being exciting, especially as companies sort of soften their fear that, oh, this inflation is going to continue to be a big issue or whatever. I really don't think markets care much anymore about inflation. It's like, okay, it's here, we got it, and it's something we're going to deal with. But ultimately, more inflation and potentially keeping those corporate tax rates down, in my opinion, is going to be really good for corporations. You've got these. What's this? Hair's a mess. You got these really refined companies now, which have not only, there we go, I'll try to fix that a little bit. There, that's better. You've got these companies now that have refined their worker forces. They've refined their supply chains. They've innovated with their products. The last 2 years, they've invested, they've raised capital. The last 2 years, in my opinion, have been the foundations of a seriously just straight up roaring 20s in the market. And I know that's easy to say when the market's green, but I've been putting my money where my mouth is for the entire year. So it's just now that it's really just kicking butt and taking off. I'm very happy about that. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the sticks and see where we're sitting. It's just always important to consider those the psychological aspect of investing, right? So if you're feeling right now, man, I wish I would have bought more, go back to what you were feeling when there were dips. What was that feeling? It was like, oh man, it's going down. Why weren't you buying more, right? Of those things. And so then you ask yourself, but I was worried about this, or was worried about this. What? Worried about it going down more? Big deal, right? Buy more. Like, people were asking me for months upon months upon months, when is Lucid finally going to go up? And I literally said, every single time I got asked, when is Lucid going to go up? I go, Lucid needs to deliver vehicles. Well, now they've got a delivery event tomorrow for Lucids. They're delivering vehicles, and guess what? The stock's up 28%. It's not a surprise. The stock was up almost as high as $40, folks. Massive momentum move here. I mean, really, absolutely, really incredible movement here on Lucid, and they deserve it. They're doing what they promised, which is phenomenal. Good freaking job, Lucid. Very, very happy to see this. I've traded Lucid a lot this year, and happy to see this. Bitcoin also had this really crazy drop, and look at it drop to basically the 58,000 level. I didn't even see that. And then look at it bounce off the 60,000 level, the 60,200, where we have our line here. Like, this is like perfect trading right here. And y'all know I didn't just draw those lines. Those lines have been here for a freaking while. But anyway, something that is very exciting, that kind of pissed me off a little bit, is I saw this dip as it was happening. I put in an order on Coinbase, or I was going to put an order on Coinbase, but Coinbase wasn't loading. So I grabbed Webull and I bought it as it was running up a little bit here. Now I'm up on that, but I should have been up more, because if Coinbase would have let me execute, I would have probably been somewhere over here in that low 58,000 range, because I happened to be watching Bitcoin at the time this happened. And so anytime stuff like that happens, I always send alerts right away to folks who are in the stocks and psychology money groups, like, oh, dip, buying it or not buying it or whatever. No, don't copy me, but it just gives you ideas is the point of that. I promised I would post a bunch of lectures, a bunch of new lectures. I posted about twice as many lectures as I thought I was going to in the stocks and psychology money group, totally for free. I did post those on Monday, and the price does go up tomorrow. So check that out. Use that coupon code and join. You get lifetime access to all the new content. So if you're like, well, what about this? Then, there'll probably be some new content on that in the future, depending on how markets shift. But anyway, let's keep looking here. So we saw this adjustment here on Bitcoin. SHIB has kind of been trending down a little bit here. By the way, I noticed I logged into my Voyager account. The reason I logged into Voyager was yesterday Coinbase was just like total garbage. So I logged into my Voyager account, and on Voyager, I realized I bought $10 of SHIB like a long time ago. And it's worth like $140 right now. It's up like 1,400% or something ridiculous, which I thought was kind of funny. Voyager Digital has a stock, by the way. I don't know, isn't it on here? Voyager Digital, but it's kind of like the ticker symbol is weird. There it is. It's VYGVF. It's kind of a bizarro ticker symbol. Anyway, that company's up 32% right now. And you can go to metkevin.com/Voyager and sign up. I think I'm not sure. I want to say there's a wait list. And I want to say they prioritize their affiliates. I'm not sure, but I mean, if you're going to download it, you may as well go to metkevin.com/Voyager. It's an affiliate link. Take a look at some of the other things moving today here. You've got Mind Medicine up 11%, coming off that like 2.25. Remember how many times I've said Wayfair always seems to vacillate between like the mid 200s and 300? Well, look at that. Look at you can't make this chart up. It literally just dances between this. So I have a sold put on this, and finally the thing's up like 9%. So it's kind of been lagging over here at the line. But anyway, I got sold put on this one. Folks, I can't even believe this. Affirm? You got to be freaking kidding me. 6.83% on Affirm. It's probably because MasterCard came out with an announcement this morning that spending quarter over quarter, folks, I kid you not, quarter over quarter was up like 23% or something like that. Quarter over quarter? Dude, that's insane growth in spending. People are spending money like there's no tomorrow. You got Zillow recovering 6%. You got Matterport up 4.68%. By the way, Matterport, I think, stands to gain pretty decently off of the Facebook news. Facebook is changing their name to Meta, kind of like Google changed their corporation name to Alphabet. And then Facebook's going to start trading under ticker symbol MVRS, MVRS, I think it is. But anyway, huge news. I'll probably, if you want, I might do a video on the metaverse, but that's insanely huge news. Enphase, oh my gosh, Enphase up again, 3.82%. You can't stop this freaking company. Woo, man. Remember when this thing was like 149 like a month ago? And I'm putting hundreds of thousands of dollars into Enphase, and people are like, you're catching a falling knife. It's going back to 99. And it's like, yeah, okay. Well, if it does, I'm going to buy more. I'll go into margin and buy more then. I am in a little bit of margin right now, though. I really got to work on that. I got to get rid of that. So Tesla, 1069, up another 3%. This is insane. I don't like buying during euphoric times. I will say I did buy a company this morning. This morning I bought $1.2 million of a company, and for fundamental reasons, but also as I see it as a swing opportunity. We'll see. It could dip on earnings. I'll probably do a more thorough video on it, but I gave a rough outline of my thesis this morning, and this company acquired another company, and it is the biggest potential Trojan horse for this company to just explode stock wise. So I'm very, very excited about this one. I'll do a more thorough video, but I did already send that notification to those of you in the Stocks Psychology and Money group with an outline of my thesis. Really pay attention to the company this company acquired. Huge, 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 huge. I mean, it's going to take over a space that's maybe not take over a space, but compete in a space that's very hot. Backed, down 10.24%. Did a video on Backed if you have not watched that yet. Whoa, Twilio just getting evaporated here after earnings. Didn't we do Twilio yesterday? Yeah, Twilio. They beat on EPS. They beat on revenue. Their EPS came in way better than expected. They came in off with a profitable EPS. And they were expecting a loss. What the heck? That's insane. Why? What's happening here? Yeah, Twilio had a double or triple beat there on Twilio yesterday. So I'm very, very shocked on that. Metaverse. Thank you for the end phase. Oh, congratulations. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So let me see here. I do want to find out what's going on with Twilio. So I'm going to get the Bloomberg term about up. Yeah, Bitcoin crashes, $3,000 flash crash. Hey, I bought dip. All right. I only bought one coin, but I'll take it. Okay, so come on. Sync. I'll try to get on this here. There we go. STJY. Haven't seen it. I'm really, now that the market's so green and euphoric, I'm paying attention to prey again. I'm looking for prey. Prey is something else. Yeah, I just talked about Lucid. Come on, man. Where you been? You gotta be here early. I already talked about it. The stock doc wrote prescriptions for electric vehicle companies the entire year long. Now, all of a sudden, electric vehicle companies are going to the moon. This is why I'm the one with the prescription pad. And all you have to do to see the prescriptions is hit the prescribe button down below. eBay. Didn't eBay beat too? Yeah. eBay beat. Their gap EPS came in at 90 cents versus expectations of 67.5. And eBay now down 7%. MQ, they put plastic together for you, the credit cards, they're down. I know that's minimizing what I said. Then you've got Visa down about 3%. That's a surprise. I think recovery stocks, quite frankly, are over. It's crazy. By the way, okay, if you are, man, thank you. Appreciate that. Look at that. Kind of the best YouTuber. Thank you. Because sometimes you read the comments down below in some videos and they're just not that nice. So thank you. By the way, if you, you got to be really, really good. But if you're a really good programmer, full stack style programmer, maybe you even know how to program on blockchain. Maybe that would be like the Cardano network or Ethereum. You want to work for a startup, please email me at staff@meetkevin.com. But you got to be really good. You got to have a lot of experience. We cannot train you. There's no training. Like you got, I mean, obviously there's always learning that happens, but you'll be really good. Programming, full stack, Android, Apple, crypto, blockchain, everything, okay? If that is you and you're willing to relocate to Ventura, California, send an email to staff@meetkevin.com. If you send an email and you're just like, will you train me or I'll take out the trash, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Even though I appreciate the gesture. I did talk about Lucid, yes. All right. So the pay would be very competitive to, obviously what market pay is. It's California, so pay is good, very good. I have to pay good, otherwise people leave. Good people get paid well. That's the way it works. I'm a big believer in that. And upside. Okay, good. So Etsy down about 0.5%. I'm surprised on the consumer spending news that Etsy's down a little bit. But that's okay. It can't run forever. I mean, Etsy's just been killing it. Absolutely crushing it. So really happy about that. S&P 500 up about 0.8%. Look at that. Getting right back. Look at this, folks. We were talking about this. This was me buying. This was when I was buying. We drew this support line on the S&P 500. And we're like, folks, the trend, it's probably going to go back to trend. This is going to be the buying opportunity. I sent like 17 alerts a day, I feel like, during this time. Like, I'm buying this, I'm buying this, I'm buying this, I'm buying this, I'm buying this. My alerts have like, there's still alerts. Like I just spent $1.2 million, but I'm sending like a third of the alerts I was sending during the dip, because during the dip, it was just like, oh my gosh, yes, 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 yes. Again, Stocks and Psychology Money Group. I'm going to mention that a few times because the price does go up tomorrow, and then I'll stop mentioning it for a bit. Sorry, the price goes up Saturday morning. The coupon code expires tomorrow night. So, okay, what else? We do have earnings coming up today, so we're going to pay attention to earnings. We have AMD at 1.15% to the downside. AMD's been a killer. Now, if there's one thing I feel like a little bit underinvested in, which I'm not so worried about because I obviously am pretty heavy on like the Enphase, the Etsy, whatever. These things have already done very, very well. But AMD and NVIDIA, I wish I had larger positions in. And if we get through another larger market cycle downturn, those are potentially stocks that I really want to be more heavily in my top 10. They're in my like top 15 right now in terms of holdings. And I want to move those up more and maybe kick some things out. I'm already kind of discussing which to kick out and push into the, the 10 plus range. Another one. Cloudflare is another one I've really been looking at. I just don't understand cybersecurity as much. Maybe when we hire programmers, they can help me understand this a little better. Look at that breakout on Tesla. I mean, that's beautiful. Look at us. We were tracking this trend too. Look at this slope here. What is that? That's maybe like a 15% slope that went to like a 20% slope that went to like a 30% slope. I mean, this continued increasing trend here. We saw this coming over and over and over again. And look at that parabolic mooning here on Tesla. Ridiculous. I don't think that's sustainable. Like usually these sorts of runs are not very sustainable. As you can see, this has happened in the past. Yeah, here, let me go zoom in a little bit. So you oftentimes see these breakouts followed by periods of down cycles. And so in my opinion, if you have options on Tesla, take tendies liberally, right? I've got millions of dollars worth of options on Tesla, and I've slowly been taking tendies on these. I know sometimes that's like, oh, but then maybe do you potentially miss out on max profit? I'm not trying to miss out, on taking profit because I'm trying to get max profit. Don't be so greedy. Take some tendies. It's not a bad thing. If you're up, it's good. My portfolio is straight vibrating. Kevin, you made a big difference in my portfolio. Thanks for the stuff. Oh, I appreciate this. The feedback, very, very nice. Thank you. Yeah, the NVIDIA ARM acquisition. I know it's very, very much well talked about. Let's pretend like nothing's going on with Doge. No, let's take a look at Doge. I think Doge has actually been doing pretty well. Oh my gosh, I didn't know it was up 30%. Holy crap. Whoa, look at it. It almost bounced off my TA. Oh, it bounced off just a tiny little bit above my TA. This is on the 1 minute chart too. So to all the TA haters, dude, look at that. Come on. That is really good. This is the 5 minute chart right here. Look at that. Like I've had this 33 line drawn for freaking ever. And look at that. Bounce 1, bounce 2, bounce 3. Let's go. This is live stuff, folks. I like, you can look at all, this. I don't like bullshit these lines because you see me draw them live, and you can go into my past videos and compare. They're there. This is look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Triple bounce off of that on the 5 minute. And then look at it. Look at it bounce off the 200 day on the 5 minute chart. That's insane. Okay, good. But this is a war of the dogs, folks. This is like the dogs are going at it in the alley. Crypto is all about TA. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. And if you're not familiar with even this basic stuff, look, I'm not going to be able to tell you everything about TA. I use the most popular forms of TA, and if you don't understand and that's actually the most important thing. Like, you should be using, at bare minimum, the popular forms of TA, because the more people use the TA that you know, the more accurate your TA becomes. If you're like, oh, this is clearly a Wyckoff pattern, and like 2 people know about it, how are they actually going to be able to trade to front run that? Like, TA is not magic; it's psychology. It's very simple. Anyway, so anybody who doesn't believe in TA doesn't understand that stocks are heavily influenced by psychology. But anyway. So here, I bought all the dips through this tough year thanks to Kevin's course. Without Kevin helping me and me cool and calm, I would have never been set up like this. Dude, that's amazing. I'm taking a screenshot of that one. That's a nice one. Thank you for that. That's nice. No offense to the other people I didn't take a screenshot of. I just kind of thought about it. All right, 4 minutes to the close. If Kevin starts a fund, I'll sell everything and put my money into it. Oh, well, that's flattering. All right, let's see what's going on here. LMND. All right, let's see here. Okay, did I already pin the coupon expiring? I don't know if I did. I had a little bit of a internet crisis today. Okay, there we go. Which is not actually why I wasn't here this morning. I just for those of you who want to know, I have my iPhone 12 and my iPhone 13. My iPhone 13 has most of my alarm sets, but I always set 2 alarms. But for some reason, the volume on my iPhone 13, which has all of my backup alarms were on that one, was set to 0. So when I woke up at like 8, I look at my iPhone 13 and all the alarms were there as notifications, but silent. And I'm like, what good does that do? But yeah, oops. Anyway, so quickly start a fund. I'm in the course. Oh, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay, what is this? Kevin, I'm getting the child tax credit each month. Does that mean I'm just getting half now and half when I file taxes? Yeah, so you're going to get the monthly credit between July and the end of the year. Then you're going to stop getting the credit in January, and you're going to file your taxes to get that in April, and you'll get the 6 months, the extra 6 months there. And that's for the 2021 tax year. See, because it really affects the first 6 months of 2021, but the law wasn't passed until July. Well, it was passed, earlier in the year, like February, but went into effect in July. So, yeah, half comes on your tax return, half comes here. They are talking about extending that a year, though. So if they do extend it a year, you would get your payments throughout 2022 as well, plus that bonus on your tax return. So, seeing the full results was hilarious. Kevin crushed everyone. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Crushing it too. Thanks to Kevin's courses. No bullshit if it helps you follow the tax. Aw, I appreciate that. Thank you. I did appreciate the sleep. Yeah, that I did. The sleep was nice. I rarely sleep that much. I'm from Sweden, and thanks to Kevin, I have more understanding of U.S. stocks, and I'm up 40%. Awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay. All right. Let's focus here. So we got 2 minutes left. We got big earnings coming today. Ooh, Lemonade's up 4%. Hell yeah. Earnings. I want to just reiterate, though, please, folks, if you are in margin, slowly start thinking about where you're taking tendies, where you're going to pay your margin off. Enphase sold put. Very nice. 72%, that particular one. And I have no sold calls on a firm. I told myself I would never do sold calls on a firm again. And my Robinhood sold puts are actually up, even though the stock is down. That is because of volatility, my friends. Matterport is doing nicely right now. Neo hasn't really run yet. And Pins, I'm pretty sure, is still a cluster F. That's one that's just been totally a suck. Okay, today we get Apple, Amazon, Starbucks. Oh my gosh, those are big earnings. Pinterest up about 0.5% today. That's boring. Nobody cares about that. Voyager Digital up 34%. Lucid up 31%. DWAC back up 10%. I have closed out my short already on that. I can't believe that Affirm is up 7%. This is insane. It's because this holiday season is going to be insane. Lemonade up 4%. Finally a movement here. Tesla's at 1077. Matterport, the metaverse and Matterport, that's going to be a big deal, I think. Up 3.5% here. Going to the closing bell. Really quickly, though, 10 seconds. Sheeb dropping about 15%. Backed holding down 12. eBay down 6, almost 7. Dave & Buster's down 2. Etsy's down about 0.5%. Here's the bell. Oh, it's fully green. It's all green. All green today, with the Russell 2000 closing up 2.03%. NASDAQ up 1.36%. The S&P 500 up almost a full percent at 0.98%. The Dow Jones Industrials up 0.67%. Folks, it is now time for earnings. We have really big earnings coming. We have Apple, AAPL coming out with earnings. We have AMZN, that's Amazon, coming out. We got S-Bucks coming out with earnings. Let's go ahead and get our earnings expectations. Amazon is actually expected immediately at the bell. I don't know if that's going to happen. Usually they come out about 5 minutes after, but nope, no earnings yet here on Amazon. So let's go ahead and start quickly with the earnings estimates for Amazon. Earnings and estimates. The last time Apple reported earnings, by the way, I was in New York. I don't know why that matters, but I just remember it because I was reading the earnings report and it was great. I was on a subway reading it. Okay, Amazon expectation, adjusted EPS expected to be 13.236. GAAP EPS 8.955. Expectations, revenue is expected to be 111.8, and a net is expected to be 6.99. Okay, Amazon out. Amazon's out with EPS coming in at 6.12. That does not look good. Wait a sec. EPS, how is it that low? Is that right? I don't know if that's a big miss on EPS. Holy crap. Yeah, it was 8.955 on Amazon EPS, and they only reported 6.12. That's quite odd. Let's look at the Amazon stock here. Yeah, Amazon falling 2.5% in after hours. That's not good. Okay, so net sales came in at 130 billion to 104. Oh, forecast for the next quarter 130 to 140 bill. The estimate was 141. So that's a slight miss on guidance. So that's EPS was a miss. Guide low, and net sales came in at 110.8 versus 111.8 expected for revenue. That's a miss on revenue. That's a miss on the bottom line, and guidance coming in low. That's a pooper for Amazon. Not good, Amazon. What the heck are you doing? I am surprised by that. Okay, so Amazon, that is a miss. Next up, we have Starbucks and Apple. Okay, so Amazon, we covered their miss. Now we're going to look at Starbucks and Apple. Keep in mind, folks, that you can still get up to $70 in totally free stocks by going to metkevin.com/public. It's metkevin.com/public. You get up to $70 in free stocks. They don't use payment for order flow. You can follow me there at MeetKevin. When I make a purchase on their platform, you'll see it. That's metkevin.com/public. You get up to $70 in totally free stock when you sign up. And make sure you also check out the courses linked down below on Building Your Wealth, where you get every single one of my buy-sell alerts in the Stocks and Psychology Money program. That coupon code does expire tomorrow night. Price goes up Saturday morning. Waiting now for Starbucks and Apple earnings. Let's go ahead and get, I think S-Bucks is going to report first. So we're going to go to S-Bucks. We're going to go to earnings estimates for Starbucks. Amazon now down 3.3%. Getting smoked a bit here. Okay, S-Bucks. We sit at expectations for S-Bucks of adjusted at 0.992, GAAP at 0.969, expected revenue at 8.2, and net at 1.8. At 1.18. Okay, yeah, that's a big difference in number. Okay, good. Oh, that's Amazon. Okay, I thought for a second Apple came out. Yeah. Amazon sees several billions of dollars in additional costs in Q4. Amazon expects to incur because of managing labor supply. Oh, the supply. If you, Amazon's labor supply. Labor supply. Wow. Yeah, that's a problem for Amazon. That's not going to be good for the holidays either. And they're still going to do very well, I expect at least. Okay, so Starbucks. Starbucks is out. We've got, where is it? Adjusted EPS comes in at $1 versus the 99. So adjusted EPS beat. That's good. Comp sale. Hold on, let's see. EPS. Okay, US Q4 comp sales came in at 22% growth versus the estimate of 24.3%. That's a slight miss. Comp sales are missing by a couple percent here, but the EPS still came in up. Revenue came in at 8.1. They were expecting 8.2. That's a miss. So EPS beat a little bit. Revenue and comps missed a little bit. Committing to $20 billion in buybacks over the next 3 years. Yeah, they're doing that to probably try to pump the stock a little bit because to soften the blow here. Amazon just got smoked, though, about 4.3%. Starbucks looks like it's falling a little bit, down about 1.4% right now. That's not good. It's not a good trend here so far. What is this today? Both Starbucks and Amazon missing here. Amazon coming in with labor supply chain issues, leading their gap to come in way low. A big miss on the gap by about $2 on EPS. Revenue slightly lower than expected, and they're guiding lower than expected. Maybe the expectations are just too high. Okay, let's look at AAPL. We are expecting $1.23.7 for both GAAP and adjusted. We are expecting revenue of $84.689 billion, and we're expecting a net of 20.331 over at Apple. We are still waiting for Apple. Apple is expected to be the last here to really push out. It's really probably a comparison to last year on Amazon as to why we're seeing a little bit of pain here. S-Bucks just moved to the upside. I wonder why. I wonder if it's because that the buybacks, or people are doing the math on the 20 billion in buybacks. That's possibly what's happening here with Starbucks. Let's see what else is moving in the after hours here. Okay, let's take a peek. Okay, in the after hours, Amazon's getting smoked about 4.3% here. Etsy's down about 1.86 in the after hours, and so is Wayfair down about 1%, and Affirm's down about 0.6% as well. I would expect these are all slightly down here because of that news on Amazon. It makes sense, Wayfair, Etsy, Affirm, that they would see a slight softening here in some of the pricing, though Tesla also down about 0.25% in the after hours. It was a pretty phenomenal day, though, for stocks in general here. So overall, very, very, very green. Ethereum up to 4,200. Cardano's at 201. Sheeb down about 17.6%. Really have the war of the dog coins here. And okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I can pull up MicroStrategy here, although I don't really expect there to be anything to talk about here because it's most of what they do is literally just hold Bitcoin. It's most of their valuation. Still waiting for Apple. I don't know that Apple's going to come until 1:30, and in which case we might cover that separately. We'll see here. MicroStrategy came in with an EPS of 1.86. The estimate was 1.24. That's actually a big beat on MicroStrategy. But again, Bitcoin has just killed it. Let's see. MicroStrategy moving on this news. Let's see here. MSTR. Okay. Yeah, I'm already here. I just wanted to see the day chart, how much it was up today. MicroStrategy. Let's see. On the day, MicroStrategy was up a third, and right now 0.3%. Right now, it's up about 1.65%. So it's not much of a movement there. What time are we expecting this Apple earnings? Let's see here. Apple earnings release. Let me see if we can get a time. Right now, tentatively, what I have is 4:30 for a release. I'd like to see it a little bit earlier. They have their conference call scheduled for 2. It just says after earning or after the bell. Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, so 4:30 is the only estimate I have right now for Apple. And that's going to be big news, whatever happens with Apple. But we do not have that news yet on Apple. So looks like Gilead beat. Let's listen to Gilead here for a moment.
Drug earnings for the third quarter coming in at $2.65 versus analyst average estimate of $1.75 a share. Revenue was $7.42 billion versus the average $6.3 billion estimate. Veklury sales, that's remdesivir, came in at $1.9 billion versus an estimate of like $630 million. So just blowing that out of the water.
Whoa,
the company raising its full year.
That's like a triple. But look at the stock fall on like a triple on earnings. Probably because they think that like that's not sustainable growth, right? Did really well, but maybe not sustainable. Lucid and Amazon both dropping about 4% in the after hours. And yes, how about S-Bucks? I want to see how they're responding here in after hours, because on S-Bucks, yeah, we're down about 1.37 here. So no, I mean, look, Amazon expecting lower growth. You got to put context to this, okay? The expectation was for the fourth quarter they would do 141 billion for Q4, 141 billion. Guess what they guided? 130 to 140. So it's like, okay, that's pretty dang close, right? I mean, even on the low side, 141 divided by 130 is, that's 8.4%. You know, so that's on the low side, but they still gave that range, right? So it could still come in closer to that 140 number, which wouldn't be as big of a deal. But that's the guidance there. So worth putting a little bit of context to that. But yes, it is very clear that Apple, well, Apple's not out yet, but that Amazon is, let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, yeah. So Amazon missed on bottom line, missed on the guidance. Supply shortages were the big issue here. Starbucks beat on a adjusted EPS, tiny miss on the rev. And then we have store comps were actually down a little bit. I mean, I think the Affirm dip is pretty nominal though right now. Yeah, like 1%, big deal. I mean, the thing was up like 7% today. Like, I would expect to give back anyway. Let's see here. Yes. Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right. So next, somebody writes "rip Affirm." I don't think so, but I mean, maybe even if it's down 2 or 3% tomorrow, it doesn't really matter. Let it fall a little bit. It's fine. Give it a breather. I would rather see this jump up to or jump down to like a nice support level. But the 7% rip today was insane. It's fine with me. So again, like, I want to be able to buy more of these companies. I get nervous when they only go up, 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 up. Like, it makes me nervous. Yeah, I would love to see Affirm back at 130. I'd be able to buy it again. I haven't been buying Affirm at all. You know, I actually sold a little bit of Affirm. But you all in the Stocks and Psychology of Money group know that because, well, you get the buy-sell notifications when I buy and sell stuff. But a lot of that, of course, because of margin. Just don't get nervous. Things go up too fast. Okay. So, okay. Let's see what other news we have here. Do we have another news here? Speed test? Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's close some of this old crap here. Okay. What the heck? Get out of here. What is all this crap? Okay. Here we go. Bloomberg and CNBC. All right. So where do we stand? Amazon badly misses on earnings and revenue. Whoa. They're calling this bad? I mean, they did miss $2 on EPS, but and the forecast came. I mean, like the revenue was close. The forecast of the billion. Oh, they expected 142.1. Oh, I wrote down 141. 142.1. And they guided 130 to 140. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we talked about Facebook. Apple earnings aren't out yet. Why hedge fund bulls and bears are crowding into the same tech stocks? Because they freaking rock. Duh. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. Hedge funds are betting against each other when it comes to internet and software stocks, with an unusually large number of companies targeted by both bulls and bears. A dozen or so technology firms appeared on Morgan Stanley's list of 50 crowded longs at the end of the month. The same companies whose names banks didn't disclose also made the prime brokerage's list of crowded shorts. That's an extreme overlap not seen since 2010 and illustrates the growing divergence in opinions on where the market's one-time darlings will go from here. Ooh. The split also speaks to the challenge of picking the right stocks at a time when the economic outlook remains murky. Either growth is scarce or it should own growth. Yeah. The Amazon's miss, I really want to know. We have to figure out how much of this was related to labor supply. And we're going to find that out in the earnings call. When we figure it out in the earnings call, we're going to be able to have a whole lot more color on this. Use the terminal for WDC, the World Developers Conference, which, by the way, if you haven't heard my pitch yet, if you are a really good, like exceptionally good programmer, you could do Android, Apple, full stack, different things. You can do, you're interested, or maybe you're not even a programmer. Maybe you're a crypto programmer. I guess you're still a programmer though. And you can do blockchain tech, like Ethereum based or Cardano based technology. Please send me an email to staff@meetkevin.com and tell me why you're qualified if you're looking for a job at a startup in California. You'd have to move here. But anyway. Okay. So individual company news. Western Digital. Okay. What do we have here? Western Digital comes in with first quarter adjusted EPS of $2.49. Western Digital drops 6.2% after Q2 miss. Yeah, remember Western Digital ran a lot under the Chia speculation because they use hard drives. So, yeah, looks like their EPS came in at 249. Their adjusted EPS actually came in with a slight beat here, 249 versus 246. Their net revenue came in at 5.05 billion versus 5.06 expected. The EPS forecast is what missed. So as the forecast, they're expecting, that's a lower forecast. Yeah, that's a big miss. So they were expecting 2.64, and they came in at 1.95 to 2.25 for the forecast. Remember, folks, stocks move off forecast. Okay, now move to California. No, yeah, sorry, you'd have to move to California. No, I'm not sorry. I will not offer remote, and there's no training, so you'd have to move. Sorry, you have to move to the place with the best weather in the world, and we'll just have to figure out pay so you can be satisfied paying California taxes. Anyway, so Apple, please write this down, okay? It says here, for Apple expectations, the coupon code expires tomorrow. Use that before it expires. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong line. Okay, Apple expectations. GAAP, 1.237. Adjusted EPS, 1.237. It's the same. Revenue, 84.68. So if you want to see Apple go big, okay, think this, okay? If you want to see Apple move big, EPS has got to be 1.25, so 1.25. That's an easy number to remember, and revenue over 85. If you see over 85 and over 1.25, that's a sign that we're not necessarily having a lack of people spending money. We're having a problem with Amazon's workers, right? And so hopefully this isn't an issue that Apple has as much, although they could guide lower on future iPhone sales in their earnings call because of supply chain issues as well. So we're going to really have to pay attention to that. So I'm going to write down chip supply is going to be big for Apple. But we'll see how they did in this quarter. We are waiting for this. If you love all the consuming forest fires, Kevin has a position. Yeah, well, fires of the 11, 12 years I've lived in California, I've only had forest fires affect me 1 year. And that was for like 3 days when some of our homes on the hillside burned down in the Thomas fire, which was terrible. And that was scary. But yeah, I experienced way more hurricanes in Florida than I've ever actually experienced fires or earthquakes, for what it's worth. Not saying they're not bad. My company sells on Amazon, and sending an inventory has taken the longest it ever has, sometimes months before it's fully checked in. Whoa! I'm going to write that down. That's interesting. Yeah, Amazon processing received inventory. Yeah, that is and this is really, honestly, this was foreshadowed by them paying more money for their employees, right? I mean, think about it. They raised their wages a crap ton. So, Amazon's getting screwed, because if they're not getting screwed, they wouldn't have had to raise their wages that much. Let's see here. Helen says, I lived in California as an undergrad, and all I experienced was a lot of awesome dudes. Well, good for you. Okay, let's see here. Go to Webull. So, Dave & Buster's went positive in the after hours. I'm not in Dave & Buster's. I don't know what my affinity is with constantly referring to Dave & Buster's. Maybe because I just really want them to dump so I can actually maybe buy them. But then I don't even know if I would buy them, because it's really the tech and EV sector that's just like exploding right now. I mean, Lucid, the 31% on Lucid here, unreal. Very, very good here. You've got Etsy at 1.71% to the downside here in the after hours. Backed holdings down again a little bit. Back's getting smoked, down 12%, down 1.1. I mean, they still did very well coming off their $10, right? They're still like 2.5 times from that. But in terms of like the $60 we saw this thing at, that was just insane. But I made a video about that saying it was insane. That was crazy. So Ethereum at 42.62, Cardano 201, Sheep trying to recover a little bit at about 65.88. Does Lucid have a price target that makes sense to me? I think I always thought valuation wise, like if they can deliver well, that like up to $40 was okay. But it's like, I'm not going to buy it right now. We'll see. So I do think it's cool though. They're the first non-Tesla pure electric EV company and play, right? So that's why I invested in them in the first place. All right. Amazon Dip is great. They are the best advertiser. All my advertising money goes to Amazon. Pay per click. Yeah, Amazon would be something where you could potentially look at them as a buy the dipper, because once they get the supply and labor crisis sorted out, they could potentially be very interesting. Rivian has already delivered. Is that true? I didn't know Rivian actually delivered. I mean, that is true. Well, they're going to IPO, right? So, because they haven't yet. I guess I should say the first public non-Tesla pure EV play. But that's a good point. When's Rivian going public? Soon, right? Because they want the $80 billion valuation, right? Any thoughts on the Volvo Cars IPO? Not really, but I'll write that down. All right. One sec. Hold on. So Apple should be coming out within the next 5 minutes here. And we are waiting. Remember the easy numbers to remember if you just want to round up a little bit. A number over 1.25 for EPS would be great. And revenue over 85 bill would be pretty great for Apple. So that's just what we're waiting for. Apple within the next 5 minutes here is what we're expecting. So then we have what else? I want to see how other things did on the day while we wait for Apple here. So obviously Voyager Digital absolutely crushed it. Lucid crushed it. Dogecoin is crushing it. It's over 30 again. DWAC up 12% again. Somebody asked me if I'd short it again. I don't know. Like, it's not a high priority of mine. I did make money on my short. That went well. But I did close that, and right now I just have the cash sitting there. Okay. Wayfair. Yeah, Wayfair had a nice movement today. Though I wouldn't be surprised to see them shave a little bit tomorrow. Affirm sitting about 1% of the downside after hours. Charge Point's really just been taken off, which is great. Bought them at like 17 and they just kept going. I did take 10Ds. Yeah, mostly again, limiting margin, but that one was profitable. Thank you, Charge Point. Bitcoin's almost back to 62,000. Cardano still sitting at 201. Spotify's up. Snap finally up again a little bit here, sitting at 54.39, 4.5%. Down about 0.5% though in the after hours. Newegg 4.29. Lemonade up 4.26. Enphase 3.89. It's a great day. Look at that Tesla though. Holy moly, that Tesla move. My gosh. Look at it. It ran into the close too. Really enjoy that. All right. Let's see here. Almost up for Apple earnings. Kind of excited about this. Neo, almost 4%. Matterport, 1905. Cloudflare, Peloton, Tattooed Chef. Okay, what else? All right. Let's go ahead and do Apple. AAPL. We're waiting for it. Dun, 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 dun. Apple. We're going to do, by the way, the course member live stream right after Apple earnings. Okay. So again, we are on standby, waiting to see if we're going to get over 1.25 on EPS would be cool. Expectation is 1.237 and 84.689 billion in revenue, hoping to see an over 85. This would be an indicator that Amazon's issues are not just a consumer issue. They are more a supply issue and a worker issue. Come on, Apple. 2 minutes, 90 seconds. This is a big one. Apple's got a nice place in my portfolio. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up Apple really quick in my portfolio. Apple is $100,000. I haven't added to Apple in forever. Yeah, so it's not like huge, but it's a definitely a top 10er. Okay, this is Apple's chart here in the after hours, so we'll see how the market reacts right away. We are now 59 seconds away. It doesn't matter that Apple's already a $2 trillion company for what it's worth. I mean, they keep pumping the amount of money they do and the sales they do. This thing could be a $10 trillion company. They keep making money. Even though psychologically the number might seem like a lot, it's pretty incredible. All right. The doc doesn't like the stock. No, I like Apple. So let's see here. Come on. We are now 19 seconds away. Again, 1.237 is the expected EPS. 84.68 for revenue. If we get 1.25 and 85, should be juicy. Guidance is going to be important too, though. If Apple kills it, I'm buying a Tesla. Oh, there it is. And it comes in at 83.36, miss 1.24 on the EPS. That is a little less than expected on EPS. No, EPS beat, but EPS was basically at expectation, but the total revenue was a tiny little bit less than expected at 83 billion, 83.36. So not so good. You had Mac revenue coming in at 9.18 billion versus 9.31 expected. You had iPhone revenue coming in at 38.87. That's less than the 41 expected. iPad coming in at 8.25, more than the 7.16 expected. This is a miss, though. This is a miss on top line revenue. This is a match on EPS. We don't yet have guidance. Looking to see guidance. But Apple does say supply chain constraints worse than expected. Ew, worse than expected. Big words there. Yeah, Apple not happy. That's 3.7% to the downside. Darn you, Apple supply chain constraints. Yeah, I wonder how that's affecting Amazon now. Amazon after hours. Amazon dropping more on this news in after hours here. So it's almost like you kind of had the double dip on Amazon here. Yeah, Amazon's just kind of been bleeding more here. So Amazon and Apple getting a little smoked in the after hours on misses here. Big EPS miss by Amazon. EPS matched by Apple, but lower than expected revenue. Did not get that beat the market was looking for. Now Apple down about 4.5%. Amazon running further down, down another somewhere around 5%, 5-6% or something like that. So there you go. It's going to be very interesting. So I've got to run now to the course member live stream. If you want to join me, join the courses. Any of them come with the course member live stream. Use that coupon code before it expires tomorrow, and I'm taking off. We'll see you. I'm going there right